Today, May 1st, former head of AATIP Lue Elizondo tweeted a scathing criticism of AARO official Timothy Phillips. Let's first look at what Tim Phillips posted on his LinkedIn page, the post that prompted Elizondo's response. More BS from former federal contractors seeking media attention with unsubstantiated claims they supported another covert UAP program. Tim is clearly referring to UFO whistleblower Matthew Brown, who just came forward publicly a few days ago. And here is Lue's blistering reply. Tim Phillips, you wonder why people don't trust AARO? Maybe it's your attitude and that of your previous boss. Ever think about that? Dismissive and petty. Maybe you should instead uphold your oath to the American people and stop being a bureaucrat and instead actually serve your country in a productive way. I guess the fact your tenure at AARO is so short is indicative of the outstanding work you did while you were there. Great job at DoD AARO. Lue's reference to your previous boss is almost certainly aimed at Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, the former director of AARO. Like Phillips, Kirkpatrick has also been highly critical of whistleblowers, including David Grush, even going so far as to call them delusional and a threat to national security. Here's what renowned astronomer Beatrice Villarreal had to say after Dr. Kirkpatrick's May 8th, 2024 interview with Stephen Greenstreet. Some parts of this interview sent a chill up my spine, e.g. when Dr. Kirkpatrick proposes to flag UFO believers as a threat to national security. This spells bad for whoever wants to research the topic, regardless of background or belief. And this isn't Tim Phillips' first time going after whistleblowers either. Here's an earlier post where he criticized David Grush directly. Mr. Grush could have shared everything he knows about UAP with AARO without waiting for his security access restored, but he declined. Many will be disappointed if he testifies at UFO Week and fails to provide any evidence for his claims. Why is Congress providing him another opportunity to deceive the public? If Mr. Grush has evidence of an unauthorized UAP recovery or exploitation program, he should provide AARO with his evidence, since they are authorized by federal law to investigate and report their findings to 12 separate congressional committees. As Chris Mellon has rightfully said in the past, expecting the Pentagon to investigate itself is like asking a suspect to lead their own criminal investigation. And if there's any question as to why so many whistleblowers don't trust AARO, the answer should be obvious by now. They're not trying to expose the Pentagon. They seem more like a disinformation operation. In fact, as analyst Matthew Pines wrote back in November 2023, a current very highly cleared DoD SES recently confided to me that AARO is entirely a disinformation activity designed to cover and distract, with no qualms about misleading Congress. This person also indicated they were recently given a skiff briefing on the Grush stuff. And finally, former intelligence professional Matthew Brown, the whistleblower at the center of this latest storm, said the following in his recent interview with Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp.
So what do you mean if you mention certain whistleblowers? Who?
David Grush.
You can't mention David Grush in certain professional settings or you are...
Yeah, if you're not fired, you are in for a very rough time, is my understanding.
Why would any intelligence agency care if people talk about Grush if he's delusional or lying about his claims of a UFO retrieval and back engineering program? Former Lieutenant Ryan Graves responded to Timothy Phillips saying, Not a very professional stance from the deputy director of the office empowered by Congress to investigate such claims. I'd expect the leadership of such an organization to refrain from publicly maligning on social media the witnesses they are charged with empowering. And here's what Christopher Sharp said just today. He wrote, new statement from DOD and AARO spokesperson Susan Goff. Tim Phillips is no longer the deputy director of AARO, and his views expressed on LinkedIn are his own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of DOD or the U.S. government. And just to be clear, Timothy Phillips was the deputy director of AARO, so he was officially part of AARO, but as it stands now, I suppose based upon his statement, he no longer is part of AARO. But as I showed you earlier in the video, he has been antagonistic to whistleblowers even prior to Matthew Brown. And one of the former directors of AARO, Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, has been very antagonistic to whistleblowers. Maybe not while he was on the job, but certainly afterward. I don't remember every little thing that he did, but he's always been antagonistic. I mean, it's like a parody, you know? It's literally like a parody that the very office in the Pentagon charged with getting to the bottom of UFOs and investigating allegations of a cover-up are denigrating whistleblowers. And you can't make this stuff up.
What percentage, if you had to hazard a guess, of what the Pentagon has managed to accumulate, what percentage has become public? Are we talking 2%, 10%, 20%?
I've asked that question as well of multiple people. I've been told under 1%.
Under 1%.
I mean, just a tiny fraction. I mean, look at these. We're getting these tiny clips. We know that the Pentagon, the various military activities are filming and capturing, and not just with photographic or video, but also other sensor data, infrared, radar. All sorts of data has been coming in over decades. If we're being honest, this goes all the way back to World War II. So we're just being treated like children. It's time for the Trump administration to really take disclosure seriously. I think the people have spoken. We want this information.
So journalist Michael Schellenberger was brought in by Elizabeth Vargas to discuss the recent news on Immaculate Constellation and the whistleblower that has come forward publicly for the first time, named Matthew Brown. So according to Schellenberger, less than 1% of UFO data has been released to the public that the Pentagon has possession of. And of course, this basically amounts to keeping the public in the dark about what's going on in our world. In fact, Lue Elizondo has stated before that the 3 videos that were made public in 2017, the Go Fast, the FLIR one, and the gimbal videos are some of the least compelling videos that the government has in its possession of UAP.
Former intelligence officer David Grush may soon be joined by another whistleblower alleging a top-secret government UFO crash retrieval program. During a public hearing today in Washington, Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna said lawmakers were told a second witness now wants to come forward.
We were told by one of Mr. Burleson's staffers that's helping us to lead out this investigation about someone that wants to come forward in regards to a crash retrieval program. And so that's pretty interesting to hear someone going on record about that.
As Elizabeth Vargas stated later in that clip, it's most likely David Grush is the staff member being referenced by Anna Paulina Luna, since he now works with Congressman Burleson, advising him on UFOs. Anyways, I look forward to seeing who this new whistleblower is that vouches for the UFO crash retrieval program like Grush did. Things have been interesting lately. We recently had Jake Barber come forward, firsthand legacy program witness. And then we had Matthew Brown come forward, and now it looks like we're going to get another witness coming forward that will vouch for the UFO crash retrieval program. And we have a hearing coming up on May 12th. That will be great. I don't know who the witnesses will be, but hopefully it will be powerful. And furthermore, hopefully this coming week, Jeremy Corbell will put out the second installment of his interview with whistleblower Matthew Brown, who of course was the one who brought to our attention the Immaculate Constellation UFO program, alleged. So that about wraps it up. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe. If you'd like to support this channel, you could become a patron. You could become a YouTube member. You could give me a one-time donation. All those potentialities can be accessed in the description box below. Or you can just slap a like on this bad boy, and I'll appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Special thanks to all YouTube members, patrons, those that have bought merch, those that have given me a one-time donation. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode.